Daemon X Machina is flat out being smothered right now by Marvelous and I guess to a degree Nintendo. It's kind of hard to really tell here because I hear Nintendo getting thrown around, I hear Marvelous Japan getting thrown around, and for some reason it's all Marvelous Europe, I believe, explaining this stuff to us. It's a very odd situation, but something I've realized, and I think many of you have probably realized by now, is that Daemon X Machina needs all the help it can get right now. Like, it really, really does. It comes out tomorrow, and to be honest, I'm probably not going to play it for a while. I'm playing Borderlands 3 tomorrow. It comes out on the same day as Borderlands 3. Are you kidding me? And I'm sure people will be playing it, right? Like, there are me, I think, plenty of people who are going to pick it up and try it out and everything, but I don't feel or hear any kind of hype around it or anything. And it's something we had been talking about leading up to its release for a few months, where we were kind of thinking it would come out to a lukewarm reception. The Metacritic scores didn't like blow the doors off the place or anything. What, it was like it's 71, 72, somewhere in that area. Of course, Metacritic changes like day to day. And I checked it yesterday, but it hasn't been this massive hit leading up to its release, and it's going to come out, and I think the Armored Core fans will check it out. Some might wait for a sale, for example, or maybe some will pick it up and have fun. But the one thing, if you are considered a smaller game, now this is being published by Nintendo, I get that, but it's not a Zelda, it's not a Mario, it's not a Smash Bros, it's not a Pokemon, it's not going to have this fan base that's already set up and ready to go to show off this game. They have to build it, right? Like, that's the thing. If this is going to be a series going forward, Marvelous, you have to build it. And how do you build a fan base around a game? You take advantage of any way possible for word of mouth to spread. That's what you have to do, especially if you're not buying advertising on websites or television or YouTube or anything like that. You want to take advantage of creators, and people on Twitter and all kinds of stuff. You want to go everywhere, right? So when I see Marvelous just doing some of the strangest stuff, and let me show you what I'm talking about here. So creators will, of course, make videos on Daemon X Machina. Let me show you some examples here because some odd stuff is happening. This is OJ, of course, Player Essence, on the podcast with us and everything. He's been doing videos on Daemon X Machina, trying to, get some interest in it, hype it up. He seems excited for it and everything. That's good. I think it looks pretty cool. Again, I'm going to be playing Borderlands 3, but Evan is very excited for this game, and he's going to be playing it seriously tomorrow. Of course, the prologue, the demo that carries over your save data is already out, and I'm sure people have played it. He's all over that, so he's on it. But OJ pointed out, and this was a little while ago. This was actually on the 14th of August, and they've continued to kind of ramp this whole situation up even further. And it really caught me off guard yesterday when I saw some other claims happen. But basically what's happening here is that they are claiming footage of gameplay in the game, like a lot. They're claiming with visual content. It appears to be bots, but I've also seen some manual claims as well, which means that they're going in and actually claiming it. And what's really funny about this whole thing is Marvelous Games keeps responding to people, but they're not responding with solutions. So OJ points it out. It's fair use. It is, yeah. I would say so. You're playing the game, you're talking about it, you're showing it off, you're showing context of what you're talking about with basically your spin and your take on it, right? So if we scroll down here, you can see that Marvelous Games is responding. Marvelous Inc. do not allow videos featuring their IPs to be monetized, and as such, Content ID claims are submitted to disable ad revenue support. The videos will remain available online, but you will not be able to earn revenue from them, and stats may be tracked. So this is something that's been dealt with Nintendo for a while, if you remember, and they ended their Creators Club thing that was really annoying to go through, by the way. But we're to the point now where Nintendo understands this, but here we are with Marvelous Games not understanding it. But the interesting thing about this is it does appear to be Marvelous claiming it, but Nintendo is publishing this game. So Marvelous Inc. does at least show up as the claimant. And they go on further to talk about how it appears to be Marvelous Japan doing this. Okay. And I just, for some reason, when I hear those things, like those words, I picture kind of like older businessmen who don't really understand what's happening with the with the internet and social media and everything. You know, basically suits that don't really get that you can leverage creators and you don't have to pay them anything, right? Like you're not paying them. I can't imagine that the couple of dollars that they are getting from claiming some of these videos overall is worth what you're missing out on with people just being excited and playing the games. Now, some people will still play the games, right? But you have at this point knocked out some of the bigger, some of the, what are essentially companies on YouTube, right? Some of the bigger places that would be covering quite a bit, whether they're playing on stream or they're doing comparisons of your stuff. But they just go on to point out, yes, Marvelous Japan. And what really got me overall is when I saw Andre Seeger's Game Explain talk about this. They did a full review on this. So picture that. They've played it for, I'm just going to say, I don't know how long, 20 hours. I'll just 20, 30 hours, right? They have a good feel of the game, essentially. And they come back and they're like, we're going to do a review on this game. It's going to take us a bit to review it because obviously we've played the game this whole time. We're going to put together a comprehensive review and put it out. And then here comes Marvelous claiming the thing. And it's the weirdest thing to me. Mostly because, and he posted it up. I've seen this before myself, where they talk about how they've claimed your video. It'll stay up, but you won't get any of the ad revenue for it. And let me back out there, but several claims, 6 of them it appears, all in one video. So they've taken chunks of the video, visual content it appears, and claimed it as their own. So think of that meme where it's like where somebody takes it and they're like, I made this, right? That's kind of what I picture when I see this. It's just an out of touch suit at the top, of a company doing that. And their content IDs, because Marvelous Games, once again, here comes Marvelous Games, which, by the way, this isn't apparently them. They're just trying to answer, I guess, because maybe Marvelous Japan isn't English. That's all I can imagine. And they say these content ID claims are issued by Marvelous Inc. in Japan for Daemon X Machina, which is published by Nintendo, and ad revenue support must be disabled for the video. The content ID claims received impose that rule. And so Andre says it's a bad policy. Yeah, it is. It undermines concepts of fair use and educational context. But then here's the kicker. Okay, here's the thing that kills me about this. This game needs help. It needs people to do videos on this, to try to hype it up some, because it's going to get... There's just too many games. Like, I'm about to play Borderlands 3. Do you know what game I'm on to next? It's not Daemon X Machina. It's Link's Awakening. I mean, it's just... I might not play Daemon X Machina until Christmas or after Christmas. Maybe during, like, Christmas, like that, like, the few days, like, Christmas, the day after Christmas, then we come up with my birthday and stuff. Maybe right in there, I'll just take a day off and just play Daemon X Machina, but it's not going to be now. Like, that's the thing. And then here comes John Linneman. John Linneman does stuff for Digital Foundry, right? He did a video on Daemon X Machina because they were not doing this before. This is the thing that's really weird to me. I remember we did a video on it. They did not claim any of that. They claimed a cutscene or two, but if you just didn't put that in there, they wouldn't claim it. But now they're claiming actual gameplay. So what happened here? So think about this. John Linneman, of course, Digital Foundry, said it's a real shame had considered covering the game on Digital Foundry, but this just means it isn't worth our time. It isn't possible for a channel to survive with policies like these. They say reach out to Nintendo, which is the publisher. If it is Nintendo doing this, I don't know why Nintendo would be doing that, because they seem to have caught on to the idea of leveraging social media creators, anyone that can help spread the word for games without Nintendo having to then sponsor or pay anyone to do it, right? I don't know why they would be doing that, because they ended their Creator Club thing a while ago. We talked about that in a video a long time ago. And the fact that you can use any of the characters from Zelda, any of the characters from Mario, Smash, but not Daemon X Machina, which ones are actually worth it, right? You start to think about that, because most people are going to cover Link's Awakening and they won't get these claims because Nintendo is all of a sudden about, YouTubers creating this stuff. Here's the thing. John Linneman did a video on Daemon X Machina talking about some of the shortcomings to the game when it was, of course, and they're like, it's alpha stage. They did a lot of work to Daemon X Machina, by the way. Like, the prologue thing out now runs way better. They fixed a lot of things. Evan and I talked about things, and they fixed some of those that we had grievances with. Like, the game is much better now. But people aren't going to know. Like, the Digital Foundry crowd that saw that video before, they're not going to know about like the fixes in resolution, the frame rate, all that stuff. They're just not going to find out because they're just not going to make another video. That's the thing. That's the thing that Marvelous needs to realize. The creators don't need Daemon X Machina, right? They don't need Daemon X Machina to be good. They'll just move on to the next game. There's so how many games you tell me how many games are coming out in the next month? If you didn't have to play Daemon X Machina for a channel or anything like that, like would it really bother you that much? Like I don't understand Marvelous' stance here. It's so weird, and they are damaging Daemon X Machina's chances, and it's a shame because I wanted to see that revival of Armored Core. And it's already struggling with its Metacritic scores not being amazing. And you know how it is. If it's not a 90, it's already in trouble. But it's also coming out at a very busy time of the year. So let me know what you guys think about this down below, because I think it is very short-sighted for Marvelous to do that. And I hope they fix it and get it figured out, because I would like to see more Daemon X Machina coverage, because it's a very stylish game. And I think there's a lot of fun to be had with it. Again, Evan will be checking out tomorrow, and I'm sure talking about it somewhat on the podcast, but probably won't show any footage or anything. So I guess if you want to hear some thoughts on it, you can tune in then and see what you think. Let me know again what you guys think down below, though. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if not, and I'll see you guys next time.